How y'all doing today? It's your boy Eat Right Guy, and I'm back with another video. And for this video, I'm gonna try to answer a question that was left in one of my previous videos. And the question was pretty much, can you please explain to me the difference between nutrition and food technologists? And so I'm guessing that you want me to explain the difference between a dietitian nutritionist and a food scientist. So that's how I kind of interpreted that question, and that's how I'm going to answer it. Hopefully that's what you want. So first I can talk about a food scientist, because it can kind of be compared to a dietitian, and I can see where the confusion comes from, because a lot of times when you see at different universities, they're in the same college. Like you may have a college of agriculture, and then you can major in nutrition dietetics, and then you can major in food science, because they're very similar. You take this pretty much very similar classes, but they are different. So food scientists mainly deal with food, and dietitians deal with people. And so with food scientists, they kind of deal with the production, different ways to preserve, different ways to process food. And so a lot of times they either work in like laboratories, or they can work in big food production plants like Lay's, Tyson's chickens, things like that. And so some of the things that a food scientist can do is they can work on different flavors of food. So when you go into a grocery store, all that food on all them shelves have been processed at some large plant. And when it comes to packaging, the ingredients, the food labels, the flavors of the food scientists have their hands on all that. And they play a big part in just pretty much everything that goes on in food production. Also, like I said, when it comes to food labels, you have food scientists that test food to make sure that what's on that label is correct. So when you see like a food item and you read a food label and it says 10 grams of protein, 25 grams of carbohydrates, how do you think they got those numbers? There's actually scientists that test the food to make sure all that is accurate, as well as the ingredients label. If you look at a lot of processed foods, a lot of the ingredients, you know what I'm saying, the stuff you probably can't even pronounce. Food scientists determine what to put in these foods to give it a desired taste, a desired shelf life, and things like that. Also, food scientists can work for like large meat and poultry companies, and they can make sure that the meat and the poultry, one, pass safety inspections, make sure that it doesn't have salmonella, E. coli, testing the meat like that. Also making sure that that when it gets to the store, that it is gonna last as long as it's labeled on there. So that's kind of what food scientists do. When it comes to being a dietitian, we work with people. So some of our settings include like hospitals, clinics, sports teams, working for the community, and we pretty much teach people how to eat in order to be a healthier person. And a lot of times we work with a lot of sick people, and we create custom diets. We do tube feeding recommendations. If the patient can't eat, we can do parenteral nutrition, to where we give them nutrients through their veins and things like that. So we deal more with people and pretty much making them healthier by what they eat, and not specifically dealing with the actual food product itself. So hopefully that video kind of clarified a little things. I'm not a food scientist, so it's probably other things that they do that I didn't mention, but I think, you know what I'm saying, I provided some points to further clarify what you were confused about. So hopefully this video made sense and it was informative. Y'all have a nice day. And if you're a nutrition student or a dietetic intern and you're concerned about passing the RD exam, feel free to join my Facebook group, RD Exam Prep, which will be down in the description. And this is where you can be part of a community that will answer any questions that you may have. as well as I provided free study guides, notes, and practice exams. And while you're at it, follow me on Instagram at EatRightGuy and visit my website eatrightguy.com, where I post weekly blogs on nutrition and dietetics related topics.